Okay. So please tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Sai Gopal Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Kakinada, which is a town in Andhra Pradesh.
Mm-hmm.
So from the past 4 years, 9 months, I've been working as a Java full stack developer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mainly a API developer with Spring Boot, and also have hands-on on UI with React.js and AngularJS. And also, I have worked with several databases. I mean, SQL and NoSQL databases like MySQL, Postgres, Snowflake, and NoSQL databases like MongoDB, Redis, and all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and I have used cloud. Like I have used Azure PCF for cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
So, which version Java right now using?
In our actually, I'm working for Scotch. I'm working in Tech Mahindra, and my client is Scotia Bank, which is a bank in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So there, the version they're officially using is Java 8. So we have to do all the coding with Java 8 features and all. Yeah, so 8. 8 is the
Okay.
version we are using.
So have you worked on TD, TDD, test
I'm sorry.
development driven cases you have done?
I'm sorry.
Test development driven.
Yeah, we are using unit testing and integration testing in our uh, I mean development. Yeah.
Okay. So test cases how you have written for the code visibility and something. How do you suppose you are using code reusability means how much percentage suppose you have
Yeah.
deploy somewhere. So code visibility cases, how do you have done Makuto or any what kind of things you have followed?
Yeah, sure. So, as I said, our client is Scotia Bank, and they have an in-house software development team. So they mandate 85% test coverage for
Test
whatever code.
coverage. Yes, yes.
Uh, for whatever code we have written, they mandate that we have to write 85% of the test cases. So
Mm.
we used Mockito and JUnit testing framework for test cases,
Mm-hmm.
and also when once we write, I mean, create a branch,
Mm-hmm.
we have so many code coverage tools like SonarCube and also Black Duck, Fortify, everything. We have to pass all those evaluations
Mm-hmm.
for our code to being, I mean, while reviewing.
Mm-hmm.
And for our code to merge, we have to pass all these validations, and then only they will merge the code.
Okay. So Java 8, you know about the basic concepts such as OOPS fundamental.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about the OOPS concept?
Yeah, so OOPS concept is object-oriented programming. So it is a actually OOPS is used across several languages. Even C Sharp uses OOPS. So it's actually a concept instead of a framework.
Mm-hmm.
So in OOPS, what we try to do is we try to first of all minimize the number of objects created, and we try to use mostly we try to reuse the objects that we create. So we use like parent classes. We use inheritance, polymorphism, and we have runtime and compile time polymorphism. Also, we have encapsulation. All these concepts in the OOPS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you think about encapsulation and abstraction?
Yeah, abstraction is mainly used to maintain security of the data.
Mm-hmm.
So the example for encapsulation in our for example, Spring Boot code is our Pojo class, where we have private variables and I mean public methods,
Mm-hmm.
and we encapsulation concept of combining data and methods into one single object. So that is the concept of encapsulation, especially in Spring Boot framework.
So private, I think, and protected and public. This is the modifier.
Yeah,
If cannot be right, private, protected, and public, so what will happen?
Yeah, private means it is just
No, no, no. I am asking if
okay.
we can use the default cases, just as a write simple int, ID,
Okay.
name,
Yeah.
string name. So what will happen? Here I am not writing private, public. So it will not happen abstraction and encapsulation.
Uh, if we don't write any keyword, by automatically by default it will take everything as public. So it is. I mean,
No,
the
but
main concept
default,
of abstraction is.
default have also keyword.
Oh yeah, we have default also, which is
Default keyword, if you are not writing any modifier, so default treated as a default, so where will come as a private, public? You are telling the default take as a public. It will not take as a public, it will take as
I'm
a
sorry. Yeah,
default.
it is actually default. Yeah, yeah, which is concerned only to that the package.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, which is included only to the package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so even by default it takes default. So but after that, but the main concept of encapsulation is to restrict the variables to the Pojo class.
Mm-hmm.
So we miss that if we don't define access modifiers like protected and private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I am just asking. So encapsulation, it is correct definition.
The definition of encapsulation is to combine data and method into one single object.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
that is
that we achieve by defining private variables and public methods.
no,
And
no. Your definition is binding object, that is okay, but this is not a mandatory case.
yeah,
Private and public is not mandatory.
uh,
Object will protect it.
will protect. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is that encapsulation is achieved by defining getters and setters in the Pojo class.
No, why you stuck in the Pojo class? You can take any class.
I'm saying example, general example for a Spring
No,
encapsulation in Spring application.
Pojo classes have different scenario. For writing the decouple programming, you know, decouple,
Sorry,
tight coupling, and
hello.
decoupling. Yes, you know.
Sorry, I got a break in your voice.
Yes. Now you are able to listen me.
No.
So I think your side is something disconnecting. I think your network area is something have issue. Hello.
Okay. Is it my side or
Yeah, your side is breaking.
are you able to hear me
Yes,
properly?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
So I will ask you next question to you. Uh, what is class level variable and method?
I'm sorry. Again, I'm getting cut. Like I'm properly not able to hear your question. Like
Just
it's
one minute.
cutting in between.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
What is class level variable and method? Class level variable and method.
Class level, by level.
Variable and method.
Uh, Still not able to hear you properly.
What is class variable? Class
Class
variable.
variable. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Class variable. Okay. It is a variable defined in a class. Either it can be a normal. Uh,
Hello.
yeah. Yeah. Hello.
So you can define inside the class, so that variable would be a class level variable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you define a class, it's a class variable. If you define inside a variable,
So inside defining method, so that variable.
I'm sorry, really, I'm getting that uh, again.
Okay, okay, just 1 minute. What I am telling, if you define in method, inside the method, so that variable should be as a local variable or instance variable.
If we define the variable inside a method, it is a local variable. Outside the method, and
So
it is a global.
what is instance variable?
I'm getting that
Can
like
you can you reconnect again? I think your side is have problem. Hello.
sometimes I'm getting a voice, but it's like cutting in between, and I'm getting a voice.
Just 1 minute, 1 minute. Yes. Now are you able to listen?
Yeah, yeah.
So I am telling what is instance variable?
What is a state variable?
Instance variable. Instance.
Instance variable. Okay.
Hmm.
Instance variable. Instance variable. I mean, instance variable. Oh yeah, instance variable is if there is an object, right? And we create a, I mean, if there is a class and we create an object, it is generally called an instance of that object. So it is an instance variable.
Okay. So what do you think about exception?
Assertion.
Exception. Exception. Exception.
Uh, F. Again, I'm getting cut here.
Exception.
Exception. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, exception is a Java concept where we know that. Yeah, yeah. I got it, it's exception, right? Yeah. So exception is a class provided by Java, which is actually extends the throwable class. Uh, we have two types of exceptions: checked exception and unchecked exception. Checked exceptions are exceptions like are you able to hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we have checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. Checked exceptions are sometime like compile time exceptions. Unchecked exceptions are runtime exceptions.
Hmm.
So the example for a compile time exception is class not found, and such that file not found exception, IO exception, like that. The example for unchecked exception is null pointer exception, index array out of bound exception. In that way, yeah.
So how do you resolve the checked exception? Suppose your program is giving the checked exception. So how do you resolve it?
Uh, Checked exception. Uh, uh, I mean, because it's a compile time exception, right? While we compile, we will get that exception. So we have to again recheck our code and resolve it. But unchecked exception, we can resolve it by throwing either using throws or throw in catch.
This is unchecked exception you can handle, right?
Yeah.
And
Check the
checked
check the
exception
exception you
can
can't handle, and we have to review the code properly to, I mean, uh, rectify it.
Hmm. So what is difference between encapsulation? Sorry, difference between concurrent hash map and hash map.
Concurrent hash map is thread safe. It is synchronized. As hash map is not synchronized.
Hash map is not synchronized. Okay. So what is terminal operator and non-terminal operator in Java 8?
Terminal operator.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. I've never used that.
Okay. So you know about the functional interface.
Yeah,
So how it is work?
yeah. Functional interface is actually the implementation of Lambda. Actually, the definition of functional interface is if an interface only contains one abstract method and it has an annotation called at the rate functional interface, we can say it is a functional interface.
So we can
Uh,
define two abstract method in functional interface.
we can
We can declare two abstract method inside the
no,
function.
it only has to have one abstract method. Then only it is a functional interface.
Suppose if I am writing two abstract methods, so what will happen?
Uh, it won't implement. Uh, I think it will only take the first one because
No will give error or something, right?
yeah.
Okay. So what is default and static method in functional interface can be defined?
Uh, what do you call it? Yeah, actually, a functional interface has the default methods because it is we have all the default methods which are in the object class like toString and everything. All those things are already there in functional interface because they are the default methods. Coming to static, I think we can't define static because functional interface is a way. I mean, it's a variable method, right? It's an implementation of the lambda, so we can't declare static.
Can't declare static, but we can declare.
We can declare default methods because all the default methods of object class.
You know database.
Yeah, MySQL, SQL Server, Postgres, and also I worked on NoSQL database like MongoDB and Redis and Jackrabbit.
So why we are using view?
I'm sorry, by
View,
via
view, view, view in database.
view
Hmm. Yes.
view in database. I did not get the question.
View. You know about the view in database? How to create view? What is purpose of view?
Uh, I mean, we create a database and we create the tables in the database,
Hmm.
and view and we have already the I mean we have the UI for the database provided by the database itself. Like MySQL has MySQL Workbench, Postgres has PostgreSQL admin. So there we can view the data. But
What is difference between Spring and Spring Boot?
Spring and Spring Boot, yeah. So Spring Boot is actually it is one of the latest technologies provided by the Spring enterprise.
Hmm.
So the main difference between Spring Boot is it is easily readable and scalable and easy to use, and it's simple when compared to other Spring frameworks because all the other Spring frameworks like Spring MVC and even other concepts they use XML and everything. But here in Spring Boot we have a structured uh, like a structured thing that we can use for all our developments, and it mainly maintains abstraction and it has concepts like lazy loading where when we want to use the object only it will create the object, like some of the concepts like that. Yeah, so and it goes very well with microservices architecture. Spring Boot, most of the enterprises are using Spring Boot for
So
combination of microservices and
what
Spring Boot.
design pattern have you used in
Yeah.
microservices? What design pattern have you used in microservices? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. What design pattern have you used?
Okay. Your voice again is very low now. Okay. Anyways, I got the question. I'm
I am asking what design pattern have you used?
yeah. In, in our application. So sorry. In our application, we are using factory method design pattern, where we have one delegate class and one method in the delegate class, which all the operations will extend those that class and
Mm-hmm.
override that method
Mm-hmm.
and have their business logic in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we are using factory method design pattern.
Factory method design pattern.
Yeah.
What is gateway API? Circuit breaker?
Uh, Circuit breaker I have not used, but gateway API we are using Netflix Zool. Netflix Zool API gateway,
Mm-hmm.
where we have which controls our routing mechanism in our microservice and fault tolerance. So we have request and response filters, and we have the filter provided by Netflix API,
Mm-hmm.
where we have methods like run post filter, post uh, uh, post order and everything. Sorry, method order, method type, and all those. Yeah.
Okay.
So for circuit breaker, we did not. I don't know like the concept of it. We did not use so far.
Okay. So this is design pattern or architecture.
This is architecture, right? Circuit breaker, I think it's used for microservices architecture, where for fault tolerance, I think, right?
Okay.
I've heard of the concept, but I have not used so far in my career.
Okay. 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 Great. So you have worked with pair programming.
Uh, I'm sorry, peer programming.
Pair programming. Yes. You know
Uh,
about this concept.
no,
Okay.
is it a part of Spring Boot?
No.
Okay, no, I've not
So
heard about.
okay. Sai, I have completed your interview.
Okay.
Okay. You want to ask anything else?
Uh, uh, if I get through this round, like how many rounds are there?
Round have two. If you select it, then
Okay,
you will have another round of technical interview.
okay.
Yes.
And this is like in-house production of Volkswagen, right? I mean, this hiring is for.
I think this can be explained by HR what because of
Okay.
no have idea about that.
Oh,
It
okay.
will because of have some lot of project. Which project they will set up you. So I
Okay.
don't know. So HR would be explained better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Vikrant. That's all.
Thank
No
you.
more questions.
Thank you.